Hello everyone, welcome to all the sprinters in the journey of UPSC. Today we are going to explain the Indian Express newspaper of 9th of October 2023, and the first article is Afghanistan quake toll surpasses 2000. What is this means? That is Afghanistan has been hit by an earthquake that magnitude was 6.3 and it hit the most densely populated area of the Afghanistan. That was the fourth largest city of Afghanistan named as Herat. So this is the map. Here you can see this is the Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India, and here Haryana, Punjab. And if we go to the Afghanistan area, we can see that over here on the border of this is Herat. This is the city we are talking about where this earthquake has hit it, and it cost for more than 2,000 people life right now till now. 9,240 people has been reported to wound and injured, and 1,320 people has homes either damaged or destroyed. This was declared by the Ministry of Disasters in the Afghanistan. This is a most fatal tremors which had happened in Afghanistan over the decades. That was the first happened in uh, Pak Tika, June 2022. It resulted in the killing of 1,036 people. Then it was in 2015 when we can see that a earthquake happened in the Hindu Kush area of the Afghanistan, and here it has a magnitude of 7.5, and it was one of the largest Afghanistan recorded history, killed over 9399 people in Afghanistan. Then in 2002 again actually reversed. It happened in Indukes area, which had killed 1,100 people. In 1997, it was seen in the Kayan area, and in 1998, it was seen in the Takhar area. This was the news about it. But should we stop explaining after this? Because as a UPSC aspirant, we only need to know this, that okay, Afghanistan has hit it by a earthquake. No, we really need to actually aspirant really need to understand what is earthquake here, why we need to just give me a second. Yeah, what we need to do right now in this situations, and here it is. What is the earthquake? Actually, earthquake is done by two causes. Firstly, it can be natural causes. Secondly, it can be anthropogenic causes. Anthropogenic causes means that has been done because of the that's reason is the main made causes, or the reason for these things is done or occurred by the result of our any actions done by any man. So this is the anthropogenic actions, and this happened because of the mining or big reserves, like a big reservoir of water where the earthquake can come because of the karst area. Now the second causes are the natural causes, which include tectonic plates sliding. We all know that Earth is actually Earth has structured. Earth is divided into. Let me. This is the Earth. Okay. This is lithosphere, the mantle. This Earth is divided in the fourth part. This is the inner core, that is solid core. It is assumed that it is solid. Then it has outer core. This one. This is inner core. This is outer core. Outer core is this liquid core, and then we know this is the mantle core, and the upper. This is the crust. Crust is just 0 to 100 kilometer. Mantle is this upper mantle. Mantle is also divided actually in the upper mantle and lower mantle. So this is lower mantle and upper mantle. Both they are set or known as mantle. So this is the earth crust where we can see this plates of this is continental plates where the continents are, the land is above the sea level, and this is oceanic plate where this ocean are. This is the structure of the earth. And now when we are talking about movement of plate, where is this plate? The earthquake is actually seen in the areas where these plates are related or correlated to each other. And when this slides, the earth we know is moving all the time. And when the earth inner material is also moving, when this is moving, the plates also slides. Either they come above, you can see here this. This is the oceanic crust, this is the continental crust. Either when a plate is moving, either this is the lighter plate, that is why this is going down, and this is the continental crust or continental plate, we can say this is going above it. If they collide each other like this, okay, if they collide each other like this, that means the area of hair will go up and make mountains. Even Himalaya is the result of collision of the two plates, Himalaya, and it is rising right now also. So when these plates collide like this, the one is above and one under, then this makes a kind of rift valley here. And this collision of the plates, when they collide to each other, when they are assuming or moving towards any each other or out far, when they are going out, we see when they are coming the mountain, when they are going like this and outside moving, then there comes valleys. Okay, so this is like opposite of each other, and when they are colliding, they are releasing some energy, and that energy convert into the waves, and that we feel as an earthquake. This is how earthquake is. And the second reason is because of volcanic eruption. These actually are not very big earthquakes. The volcanic how volcanic eruption is happened, we all know. The movement of molten rock below or on the earth's surface caused by the movement of the plates. This is the reason why volcanic eruptions are happening, and this is the reason why, because of volcanic eruptions, even earthquake happens. Now, let's understand something else. So what is the measurement instrument we have? How we know how actually we get to know that, okay, earthquake has come. We practically we know when we see things shaking and moving in front of our eyes. But to know that intensity or to know the magnitude of that earthquake, we need to record it, we need to measure it. We can measure it on seismography. Seismography is a tool of measurement, it's not a scale actually. It's a tool of measurement that actually when we you know this is the waves. So seismography is the tool of measurement for the waves. We can't dig the earth, right? We cannot go below to the crust, to the mental level, and then know the where is the epicenter of the earthquake, how is it coming. So to know where is the epicenter where it started, where the earthquake has started, also known as focus area. It's also known as focus. So when we want to know that what is the speed of the or what is the intensity of this earthquake, then we three type of waves. There are three type of we measure these three type of waves. There are primary waves, secondary waves, and this surface wave, S waves. So waves is as is indicated by its names only. The surface waves are only moving on the surface of the earth. That means they are not going down. Come here back on the earth. See, this is the surface area of the earth. Okay, or this area is the surface area of the earth. When we are talking about the S waves, we primarily are talking about that these waves are only going to the surface area. Okay, they are only going like here. They are not going down. They are not penetrating into down to the crust, to the mantle or outer core. No, they are only forming around the crust area. Okay, this is the S waves. Now come to the back on this diagram. Come back, and when we talk about the primary waves, we see that primary waves are going to the all areas of the earth, and but these waves can only transfer to the solid. This cannot actually penetrate the liquid. That is why when we are looking here, these yellow lines, these are the P waves, primary waves, who can penetrate into the solid liquid also, because the outer core of the earth, which I defined you, is a liquid outer core. That is why this S waves cannot cross the area of the mantle to come to the core, sorry, this outer core. They cannot come to the core. Otherwise, if this area was not solid, assume if this area was not liquid, and if it was used to have solid presence of it, then they could have come till here. This S waves could have come till here, but because it is liquid, so they cannot penetrate this area, and that is why only P waves which are penetrating this area and coming to the other part. Now, what is this shadow zone? Shadow zone is because these P waves are coming here and S waves cannot penetrate it. So P waves come down and S waves are merged or re-center its area and goes outside like this and kind of convert its areas. This shadow are left. This area is left and no waves go to here. This shadow, that is known as shadow zone. That means no waves are going there. Okay, and that is the measurement how we actually used to know that where is the epicenter, where is the point where the earthquake has been started. Now, to know the magnitude of the earthquakes, we use two things, that is modified Mercalli scale, mostly used in India by, and this is Richter scale. Richter scale again tell us intensity and magnitude of an earthquake. If we're talking about the earthquake magnitude, we saw that right now on Saturday in Afghanistan, the magnitude was 6.3. When we are talking about 6.3 or 7, what is the meaning of this magnitude? So to know this is the diagram to know the magnitude of this. Now, when we talk that a earthquake has been had a magnitude of 2, so that means 2 or less, usually not felt. We cannot even feel this, but this can be recorded on the seismograph. Okay, by the use of waves. Yes, very good. Now, the when we are talking about 3 to 4, this is considered as minor, and when we are talking about the 5, the magnitude of 5, 4 to 5, it is assumed that it is a light earthquake, often felt but only cause minor damage. Okay, so it was even also felt by this 5 point magnitude earthquake last some 2-3 months ago in the Delhi also. Then when we go to the 5 to 6, it is considered as moderate and slight damage to buildings. Then 6 to 7 is considered as a very strong. Okay, 6.1 to 6.9 may cause major damage in populated area. This is need to be understand. We saw that Afghanistan has 6.3 magnitude, and Herat is a district, or Herat is a area where this earthquake primarily affected. That means this is a Herat is a very densely populated area. That is why we can see that it caused very major damage to there. Again, if we move forward, then 7 to 8 is considered as 7.9. It considered as a major earthquake. A major earthquake is causing serious damage to the property, human, animals, everyone. And the above 8 magnitude, 8 or greater, this is known as great earthquakes that can totally destroy communities near its epicenter. Okay, let's move forward. We saw two things right now, that is what are the causes of the earthquake, and then measurement. What is the measurement? Earthquake nature. What is the nature of the earthquake? Actually, nature of earthquake is mostly very unpredictable. That is why we cannot give like early warnings of it. We do not know at what time this is going to happen. This is just given by either 1 hour or 50 minutes earlier, but this warning cannot be given to the 3-4 days earlier, or we do not know the exact moment. Second, till now, second is destructive. We already know that people have lost their lives and property and building everything, so it is very destructive. Next, if we are talking about right now for the mitigation, how can we mitigate? So firstly, we should establish earthquake centers to the society around the major areas where this earthquake possibilities are densely. Second is preparing a vulnerability map of cover country. Actually, vulnerability map. Actually, what is vulnerability map? That is again this greater, we saw the magnitude where the areas where the plates have been this fault in the plates, or they are connected to each other. So we can see that according to vulnerability, which areas are defined as most vulnerable to the least vulnerable. Now, three, modifying house type. This is very important. Most of the buildings are get damaged just because we do not see how we can counter this seismic effect on of earthquake. If we made buildings accordingly, then the damage can be controlled, if not mitigate entirely. Next is Indian scenario. Indian scenario is actually 59% of territory of India is very vulnerable to the earthquakes. BSI and IMD, this is Indian Meteorological Department, and this is Bureau of Indian Standards. They classified countries into four seismic zones. They named first is seismic zone 2, then seismic zone 3, then seismic zone 4, and then seismic zone 5. Seismic zone 2 is area with minor damage. Intensity of the earthquake here can be concluded that it can, if earthquake ever happened or will happen here, it can be considered to the 5.6 to the 5 to 6 intensity magnitude. This is actually scale, not magnitude here. Also intensity and magnitude has a little difference here. On is again we know modified Mercalli scale. Then is the second thing is seismic zone 3, that is considered for the moderate damage and intensity of it is considered over 6. Then seismic zone 4, major damage intensity 6 and higher. Major seismic zone 5 is known as the most active region and it has intensity of higher than 9, and it is considered the most dangerous, also most active region, most dangerous region. This is India's seismic zone. So zone 2 we can see is the blue part, this area of uh, getting itself some part of Haryana and this Rajasthan, some part of Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, UP. This area is seismic zone 2 part 1. Then here we can see this, consider this get into itself some part of West Bengal. Then there is a Jharkhand, Odisha also. Then here we see Odisha, Jharkhand, this Madhya Pradesh, the below part of Madhya Pradesh, and then there is a Maharashtra part, then there is a Karnataka, then we go into even Tamil Nadu portion and Andhra Pradesh and Odisha again. So this is seismic zone 2. When we are talking about the seismic zone, uh, let me change the color. 3, this all yellow part is seismic zone 3. So seismic zone 2 we know the least, seismic zone 3 we know kind of moderate danger zone, and seismic 4 is this portion, Himalayas portion, this Kashmir, whole covering this Shivalik range and some part of Haryana and this Uttarakhand, and again this is Shivalik range of Himalaya. So this is as seismic zone 4. Now the most active and most dangerous seismic zone of our country is this whole northeast region. Let me change the colors. Yeah, this region of whole northeast, again this Khambat portion of the Gujarat and some part of the Srinagar area, then some part of here Uttarakhand area, Himachal area. This is Himachal, this is Uttarakhand area. So and some part of here near the Sikkim. Okay, so these are the seismic zone of the India. What Indian scenario more? What are the initiatives of the India which had been taken by the Indian government? Initiative first is India has actually established a national earthquake risk mitigation project. Then secondly we have National Building Code 2005. We already talk about that, because if we consider this thing, if we made house accordingly and we know that there this part of the country is prone to the this part of the country is very prone to that. If we made something out resistant to the earthquake or seismic, made some kind of project, some kind of buildings with the more modification, like turning away from the traditional methods to including some mixture of traditional as well modernity, and we can make them more resistant, more resilience to the seismic chain or earthquake, then we can control the disaster, we can control the damage. Then third is the seismic retrofitting. Retrofitting means this National Building Code is all for new buildings actually, which are not being made and which should be made according to this. Now the new buildings, new, it's a code, it's a law. If some building is not maintaining this code, that means they are offending the law. Then the third is the seismic retrofitting means is the modification of existing structures, because there are already such structures are already exist right now. We also saw this in the Bhuj. earthquake, the disastrous earthquake of India. Now, next, if we move forward, that was the mitigation. How should we mitigate it? Now we should know that there can be a case study. This is for the ethics portion mainly. If a case study is given to a UPSC aspirant that you are in Afghanistan area or some part of India in northwest, there is a this earthquake. How can you manage now? What is your response? How will you deal with it? Then we have to know that if it already happened, what we can do right now. So firstly, we should do right assessment, risk assessment and monitoring. This is the major thing, that we see that what is the risk, what was the magnitude, what how much we need the supplies and all. Second, we go to the public education and awareness. We tell them that they don't worry, the law and enforcement agencies and law and we the people of this country who are responsible for the law and this execution, we are here for you. Just do not do something with yourself, do not get demotivated and all. Third number is early warning system. We should although it's not possible that we can warn them to like 2 days or earlier like the monsoon or rain, but we can actually warn them as early as possible, as soon as possible. So we should actually try to do this more. Emergency response planning, we should have actual training and we should exercise like military, and we should exercise this emergency response planning also. Preparedness kits and supplies, it should be already prepared and it should get to the distributed effectively. Now the sixth one is community resilience programs. We should tell communities that how can in the conditions of this they can help each other. This is actually the pre-earthquake, but this can be a lesson that right now how can you help to each other. And secondly, in the next scenario, we should always think that tell the communities that how can they themselves, and we also need to, the second thing is we should also include other people, we should also include civils, because this needs as much help as can possible. We need more people, so we can take the help of youth, students, different volunteers. Next is hazardous material management. We should knew that mostly the 35% of the death because of earthquakes happen because of the burst of the gas cylinders. So when we are talking about this, then when we are considering this, we should go to the prone areas and we should go there, damage area, and we should tell them that whatever the manage hazardous material in their houses, we should firstly evacuate that materials from that area, because then there is another problem, the problem of fire and all. And the last thing is psychological, psychosocial support. We should tell them that we, the people of this law management, we are with you. We, the people of civil society, we are with you. And many people of in these cases have lost their property. Many people have just lost their lifelong earnings. So we should give them social and as well as psychological support. We should tell them that life is not that short. It's okay. Whatever happened, you can start from the new, and this should done by the medical professionals, the psychological professionals. Don't become a professional on himself, okay, on self, don't do that. Let's move forward. On explain page, we have food inflation limitation to dal roti, why government policy may need to change. Now the author here actually is telling, his name is Harish Damodaran. He is telling that the inflation when we are talking about in the food prices is mostly in the cereals, and it's mostly in the cereals plus pulses. If we're talking about the vegetable alone, just two months ago, tomato price was 140 per kg, and now it's already 20 rupees per kg. So there is a not very much inflation in it. And what government policies may need to change, it's not actually explained here very much. But the current stag hammer approach of bringing down inflation at cost can politically backfire in states where farmers are the decisive vote banks. And let's move forward. It's not That important. This is a very important article. The arc of India ties with Israel. While India, we already discussed the relationship of India and Palestine and the formation of its in the yesterday's newspaper. Now we are talking. Now it's a very important because now we will understand what is the uh, scenario of India. What is the relationship of India with the Israel and Palestine? Okay, while India was one of the last known Muslim state to recognize Israel, it became the first known Arab state to recognize the Palestine Liberation Organization. However, the balance of tie shifted in the 1990s. So basically, as Hamas, the military group ruling the Gaza Strip, they come have called the worst inside the Jewish state territory since its creation in 1948. Basically, what is happening here is that when Israel was formed in 1948, the Gandhiji and Nehruji did not supported the decision. Gandhiji and Nehruji did not supported the decision of it, and they said that we are totally against of the idea based on we are totally against on the idea based on religion this separation. And eventually this was also happening in the India at the same moment because we are also separating on the basis of religion. Pak India and Bangladesh actually happened in 1972, but at this time the Pak and India relation was ongoing, and Nehru and Gandhiji was not even supporting this. Then they are not support of the Israel also. After that, when we are talking about the Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi, so if we are not support of this, if we are not supporting Israel formation of Israel, that means when UN is accepting Israel as a nation, that means what is India going to do? What is India going to do is vote against. As we also know that in UN, when you want to pass something, all the member countries have to put on the vote the decision of their own, and with the majority they will get that okay, what is the decision going to be. So it's kind of a democratic, very democratic structure. So India is going to vote against. So India was against the formation of the Israel. First thing in 1948. Then we go to the move forward, and then Nehruji and Gandhi died, and it was in 1916 and 70s came Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi. Their relation with Israel also not very good because till now we actually recognized Israel as a country after 2 years in 1950, but right now we do not have any relation in Indira Gandhi also and Rajiv Gandhi government. We do not any relation with the Israel. We do know we consider okay it's a country, that's fine because most of the countries have considered it, but we do not have any diplomatic ties, not a single diplomatic tie with it, and we are more of the supporter to the Palestine group or the Gaza group or the Saudi group. We are mostly supporter. We have their all diplomatic ties with them. Our prime minister did not went there, but actually the prime minister of Palestine came in India, and his name was Yasser Arafat, who you can see here. His name was Yasser Arafat, and he came into the India. And when the Indira Gandhi assassination happened in 18 this 19 30th of January of 1984, 30th of January of 1984, that time even the president, even this prime minister of Palestine came here and he wept on the funeral of the Indira Gandhi. That was the relationship of the India and Palestine over these years. Next, if we move forward, then came to the ground shift. When then the ground shift happened when this 1962 and 1965 and 71 war, we saw that Saudi and mostly this Middle East did not support India, or they were very neutral, and they used to happen there was no relation with India and they did not support. Eventually in 1972 the Saudi and Israel supported Pakistan when the formation of Bangladesh was going, and Palestine did supported us, but of course what can he do? Mostly what can the death nation do? And Saudi was not in favor. Then we saw that Israel is a coming kind of power, and they did not support. But Israel, after that, in the war with the China, Israel supported India and given some weapon also to counter their attack when Chinese came into the war. So Israel, as kind of treated us as a friend and kind of was with us in the time of difficulties. So kind of we trying to change our relationship, and there was a shift in the relationship between the Israel and India's. So in 1990s, even policy was, this is the changing time, 1965 war and 1990s the policy changes, and in 1992 first time India has started to forming some ties with the Israel. In 2000 and 2017, the this Israel, even Modi's visit to the Israel in 2017, and this was the paradigm shift. This was the most important shift in the policies of the Israel and Indian relationship, because it's the first time when Indian political delegation has been went to the Israel, and first time Israel also prime minister came to the in the India in 2018 also. So this was the first time happening this, but at this time, what Modi ji did, when earlier somebody, some prime minister used to go to the Palestine area, they used to always, in the Middle East also, they used to always go to the Palestine area. That means they used to go to that country. But when this time in 2017, Modi ji went to the Israel, they did not get any stop. They did not stop in the Palestine area. So when they are not stopping in the Palestine area, that means they it cleared it very much. Next year also they went to the Palestine or the Egypt and Saudi Arabia, but then they did not stop in the Israel. They did not went there. But when they went to the Israel, they went to the Saudi Arabia and other Middle East nation, the rivalries of the. This completely showed that we as a people of India has a very dehyphenation policy of the East. What is the dehyphenation policy? That means we have relationship with the Israel without affecting relationship with the Palestine. Okay, so this is dehyphenation technique. This means you also are my friend, you also are my friend, you are not my enemy, and because of you two are fighting with each other, that means I am not affected by you two. Okay, in the simple terms, if two friends, we are three friends, assume three people are in a group, one, two, three. One is India, one is Israel, one is this. This is India. Okay, they both are fighting each other. India is saying that because you two are fighting, that doesn't mean that he is not my friend or he is not my friend. They both are my friend, and if you are fighting, that doesn't affect our relationship. I am independent from you too. Okay, this is this definition of the ties. Past decades, if we all know now, what is the for main importance? How should India take these ties? The Indian strategic approach to engaging with all sides this in a complex West Asian region is born out of actually necessity. We already saw that 90. How first of all this Israel has helped us. Secondly, we have very large number of diaspora into the southwest countries, almost 90 lakh of the strong Indian community in this region working right now, and more than 50% of second reason, more than 50% of this India's energy is also import through West Asia. So this is the necessities we need to get into the most good relationship with these people, and Israel secondly, third, Israel is giving weapons. Israel help us can help us in the future as well. So that is why the stance of Modi ji changed, and in this time Modi ji did what, that he actually commented that first time in the history when we were supporting Palestine and we are saying Palestine Liberation Organization is a political, they also elected, they also assume their titleship politically and they are fighting for their rights. First time in the history Modi ji said that it was a attack, it was a terrorist attack. UN and the USA considered these people as terrorists, and in the first time India, Modi ji also committed, although not official this any notice or warning has been came out till yet, but this is the statement of Modi ji, and he said that happened, whatever happened is wrong. Now this is PM Modi in 2018 photo, and he is the Benjamin Netanyahu is the Prime Minister of the Israel. Move forward. Aditya L1 corrects trajectory as it moves closer to the sun, and how this was done. So, Indian Space Research Organization Sunday told that actually India is going to correct the putting a trajectory correction in maneuver for the Aditya L1. What is the trajectory? Trajectory, if we are talking about the trajectory, trajectory actually is this. This is a route. This is a kind of carved route, and when we are saying that India is going to correct, that means this is not a short journey. Actually, L1 is going for the 4 month journey to reach the L1 point, and this is not a short journey like lunar missions. Lunar mission Chandrayaan 3, 1, they only took 3 weeks for India, but this is going to take 4 months. And if this anyhow change its routes, assume that L1 Aditya should go like this to this. But if it started to change its route and it started going there and then it change here and then come back, that means what is this? This is going to even cause us more months. This distance of Earth from L1 is actually 1.5 million kilometers. 1.5 million kilometer. So that is why we are putting this trajectory correction mechanism. And what they are going, if it will going to start here, if this is going to started to change it here, it will correct it and again came to the designed or dedicated path we already assumed before sending it. So this is, and what is the distance between the moon and earth? It's only 84. This is moon, this is earth. It's only something around 84 lakh kilometers. 3 lakh 84,000 kilometers. Sorry. This is the distance. Now, to understand it in more detail, let's see this one photo. And what is the L1 or this Lagrange points? Lagrange point is actually the points between Earth and Sun. Actually, it's not between Earth and Sun. It is between Sun and any planet. All planets have these 5 points. This is let's consider this is L4, this is L2, this is L1, this is L5, this is L3. These are 5 points, and it is between Mars and Sun also. It is between Saturn and Sun also. It is between Jupiter and Sun also, and it is between Earth and Sun also. Now, what is L1? What is this Lagrangian points? Lagrangian points is, see these blue lines. These blue lines are actually gravitational force, and we know what gravity does. Gravity, yes, pulls. Gravity pulls and attract things to its wards. And now here, this is the gravity of the earth. These lines are the sending gravity of the earth. This is the gravity of the sun. And these points are actually the things where the earth gravity meets sun gravity, and they both kind of make an equilibrium. Okay, they both kind of make an equilibrium. See, see here clearly, this is the point where something is mixing of the two gravitational forces, and when the two are kind of meeting here, that means now sun cannot pull the thing toward itself, earth cannot pull the thing toward itself, kind of a equilibrium is here. And if we are going to send our project is going to the L2, sorry, it's going to the L1, and L2 is here. So what is going to the, firstly the project we are going right now is Aditya L1. Aditya L1, it will manage a 3D. The most of the project we sent right now has given us the surface, either the half here he cannot see the sun because it's either here, so this can only give the its orbit around it. It will only show us this portion, and this mostly does not give us the image of this portion. But L1 it will give, this will give the this portion image also and this portion also, and it will also orbit from here, this point it will orbit only here, and see when earth is moving, when sun is moving, and we are mid of it. Okay, so when they are giving images, the other mostly projects were giving images of the 2D, the satellites and all, and it will going to give us, show us the 3D images. And L2 is here where the James Webb, the project of the Sun mission of the NASA and ESA, European Space Agency, both combinedly jointly set it here. This is the Champ Space Point, and this is here going to be Aditya parking spot. Now, anything else we need to know about this? This is a 4 month journey. The mission is ISRO. The mission is launched by ISRO PSL VXL rocket from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, and this is the how it will go. It will start going from around this irregular path. Actually, it will start from here, then it will go here, then it will snatch itself, then it again go here, and then it's cross this gravitational crucial phase, and it will exist Earth's orbit, and it's go to the intention of L1, and it looks like a this type of. Let's move forward. Okay, next article is about the Sikkim. We were talking about the flash floods because Sikkim Dam has been this flooded. And what is flash flood? If we talk about the flash flooding is actually it comes very fastly in the it's come very fastly in mostly urban regions, very rapid, fastly, rapidly, again same, hard to manage because it's a very rapid to hard to manage. If there is not very systematic or kind of systematic sewage system in the city or area where the flash floods are coming or affecting the area, that means it's hard to manage and sudden approachment of this. But they actually goes also rapidly. They do not stay for 4 months because they happen causes are because of the dams, heavy rain, burst of cloud. So these are some reason for it, and that is why they came. Sikkim actually saw this because of the Tista 3 dam has a, reservoir opening. It's underlands. The article is talking about the reasons which can be the reason. First reason can be they are given two reasons. It firstly it is that the uh, already dam was storage was the full, and probably then it's when the this Tista 3 actually has given four dams here, and one dam storage was actually already reservoir was full, and then they also over flooded it. This was the mistake of the staff. And let's move forwards. Nothing is there. Now, next article is talking about high monsoon in Delhi affected dragonflies, dams, flies, and numbers. This can be a kind of pre-specific question. It can come how they are doing this because we saw that when there is a monsoon, the high monsoon, it has reduced some species of these dragonflies, and there is a low monsoon. They have increased the dragonfly species, and also some national park. We also see that the decrease also. So this is nothing much. Just we can remember scarlet screamer is a dragonfly, and black ground screamer also is a dragonfly. Move forward. This is decoding Rajasthan CM caste survey decision, national strategy, local play. Actually, this Rajasthan CM Ashok Gehlot is also going for this caste survey, and this was started firstly by the Nitish Kumar in Bihar, and it's now is the politics of this caste is the biggest mudda in this 2024 politics, and elections by the it is aligned by the IN India alliances, actually the alliances of Congress with other parties, and they are saying that caste is a big issue because this caste survey of Bihar has given 60% of the OBCs, and they are saying the center government said that it should not be underprivileged system in the society, and we are working on it, but results are showing something else, and there are 63% underprivileged persons who are not getting the resources what they should do. The caste census in the national level never have had happened after 1931, and Ashok Gelawat ji also did this caste survey also. BJP government is against it for the Bihar also, as well as this Rajasthan as well as, but they are doing it, and this is a mudda. They are saying why caste this census can be you know profitable or important for doing. It's a reason because this can be easy to help to identify the number of people into areas where much needed services and policies can be made according to them. Secondly, it can help us to know actually what are the condition of the uh, underprivileged and economic scenario in the education scenarios in the caste based kind of we can provide the data. What is the negative effect of it? Negative effect is that it's mostly done and it's opened or widened the caste system, and which should be actually deleted by or eradicated from the Indian society. It will be kind of encourage that because the surrounding or the conditions and are kind of emerging right now, like they are motivating factors of the politics right now, the caste religion. That is why it will widen the sphere of the caste system in the society, and that's the bad impact of this caste census of the on the society. Move forward, nothing special. Okay, this is the editorial page, and the rise of services is an important article because the author is a Pranjal Bhandri. It's writing about the export services in the India. Firstly, she is saying that the rise is happening in the two sectors. First is export services from the India, second is the domestic services inside the India also. And what is the rising export sector? We are giving services, we mostly give services. Earlier we used to give services of the IT sector was the call center, because India is a kind of providing cheap labors and uh, in comparison to the developed nation, so they are giving this uh, countries like India or third world countries their work to done in lesser payment than their own members in their own country, because labor is not cheap. But nowadays, when we are talking about the 2002 scenario, 2000 to 2002 scenario, it's not about India is not only giving the services in the call center, but India is also giving services in the ICT and administration and legal medical services. They are also giving this kind of servicing, and it's getting very high, it's rising every step. Now India can also boost the world's largest share in the global capability center. What is global capability centers? These are Global Capability Center (GCS). Global Capability Centers are actually the that centers which provided tech and IT support to their parent MNC companies, but gradually moved to the ladder to higher value added services like legal, audit, design, and research. And India is going very boosting this gradually this capability center, which are assumed to make it little simple. India is here. Sorry, let's make world map right now. See, this is India, okay? And one working country, let's assume this is Germany here, and Germany is doing some work here, okay? And now here in India, in New Delhi, people are this the company is parent here, okay? Company is parent here, but in India, people the companies partnership with GCS are that they are going to include people of India's Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, the regionally backward areas, and giving them some work to do for this Germany countries, this parent company, and they are providing services from here to there on the online or with the help of the digital time, with the help of the digital infrastructure. So this is the work of global capability centers. And right now, what is the reasons why this boost is happening in the export services by the Indians? First reason is actually permanent change in the attitude toward getting more work done from home because of the this COVID scenario, and because of the people getting home work from the home and doing more. And we are even also building our infrastructure. We are also getting kind of strong in the digital market. India is one of the forerunners in the digital sphere in the world, right? Second is so that change somehow a permanent attitude toward work done. Now the second scenario is a produce of gamut of services ranging from engineering to design. Impressive internet penetration, young and digital savvy demographic, and improving education attainment have been made possible because of this. Third is Value of terms, Indian IT sector export make up like 18% of global trade, but in volume terms, it doubles about 36%. And fourth is that India is in tipping point. What is tipping point? Tipping point is actually a point where most of the developed country uh, change themselves to the, like, assume if something is happening in this space, and when this started to grow like this is the tipping point in craft. This is the tipping point, that this you are at a tipping point that you are going to grow very expensively right now from there, very. So India is now at a tipping point, and most of the countries like UK and USA was once at the tipping point, and they had done very nicely and enumerately on after that. So India is going to do better and stronger even after that, even after this time. We right now we are doing. Now, fifth point is that many multinationals are increasing in footprint in India. Many multinationals, even in China, when the Apple came and some multinational corporations emerged out and came their permanent center to the India. So this is again is going to boost the services for the Indians in the export market. Now, when we are talking about the domestic services in the India is also going upward, and that is India has an impressive digital public infrastructure. That is the very kind of important reason behind that. And even in the manufacturing and agriculture and the startup India and Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat has kind of made situation and scenario and environment surroundings like that, this that confined to be a kind of growth of new India in this old India, if we compare. Uh, Manufacturing sector is also boosting right now. Daily program problems of small manufacturing phases can be solved by many digital infrastructures, and enabling small manufacturing to gain the advantages of the large ones benefit from that. And new domestic services sectors companies, for instance, we already finding evidences of that. And like education sector is also, there are many big uh, tycoons of education sectors have come emerging, and movies on them is made. So these sectors are rising, and this after these sectors rising, but this will conclude India, this will modernize India. So the result of this all export and all will modernization of India, and this is our ultimate goal. Why this is our ultimate goal? Because constitution is a evolving. Our constitution is very much evolving and transformative. What means transformative? Our constitution is as rigid as well as flexible, but what is transformative constitution? Transformative constitutions means that constitution is making Indian society from traditional and rigid to modern society. Modern society. So this is our ultimate goal. And when we will become modern society, we will also become as a developed nation. Right now we are developing nation or nation in making. It is nation in making. India is nation in making. Okay, let's move forward. A tragic return after attack by the Hamas on Israel. Old Middle East is back, second back now proposal of widening constitution for the constituency for peace. Actually, right now US was a kind of working like a broker for the relationship. Stability in the relationship of the Israel and Saudi Arabia, and they were going to accord a peace agreement all between them. But after this attack by the Hamas, now Saudi Arabia and this ties of between the both countries are, from like 9 decades have been again shattered, and India was thinking about this corridor with the Middle East and European corridor. This is also seems to be very hardly and not seems nearly to achieve, because again old Middle East was full of this rivalries, full of terrors, attacks, and we were thinking about the new Middle East that was about to be an economic corridor for even China, even India, Europe, and it will work as a prosperous Middle East and stay very stable, because it's a if you are crossing, if some trader is going from this area and there is no stability, that how will they go and how will the trade work? So the stability is the main thing for these corridors and the working of this corridor. Otherwise, they'll just go and make the roads there. They are not going to do any impact or any profit to anyone, right? So this was, but certainly after this, we do not have any hopes. Israel moment of reckoning in wake of Hamas attack, a long campaign which will not end anytime soon, and a contemporary reprieve of Netanyahu, who has been facing opposition over this reform agenda. Basically, P. Kumar Swamy is talking about this attack when we talking about Gaza Strip. Gaza Strip has launched almost 500 rockets into the Israel, and they abducted the women and children and take them into the Gaza Strip. Also, they penetrated from the border of Israel into Israel, and they adopted their border areas people and went to the even again to the mostly women in the country. And now the real is here, the real question here is the why the what are the realistic possible for Netanyahu, who is president and who is prime minister of the Israel and Israel. So first is that in immediate term, Western countries, especially US, are coming from the cold and re-engaging activity with Netanyahu. They are helping him, and they are even supporting Israel to the right of self-defense. They are giving them weapon supply. They are emergency military security supplies, is increasing intelligence cooperations. But secondly, Israel will actively now put pursue what they will going to give the counter, of course, the response to the Palestine and this Hamas group. They are going to attack them simultaneously, as Hamas is a politically party and elected party in the Gaza and West Bank. Now what is going to happen there? Israel is going to target these leaders of this Hamas group, and US and UN both consider this Hamas group as terrorist. Now there is a statement that someone terrorist is someone's leader or warrior. So it's kind of like that, and they are going to target. They're not into the Ghazi. Also, they are going to target them even after they leave their countries and go outside in the world. So they're going to target. Now, their third step would be, besides killing a large population of the in the war, the Ghazis, this Hamas group has abducted and kidnapped people and women. So if these people behave wrongly and these war prisoner of wars, that means they are not going to get any support from any country in the world. Okay, but if they behave accurately with them and they put their questions in frame in front of the world, and they say that this is the reason why we are doing this, that means they can also gain some support of the countries in the world. Now, fourth reason is actually Israel has been focusing on the Iran as principal benefactor of the Hamas. Iran is giving them as US is giving military supplies and weapons and funding Israel. Same is happening with the Iran. Iran is giving this Palestine the funding, and Muslim nations again. Saudi Arabia is also kind of very much supporter of the Palestine. Qatar is also a supporter of the Palestine. So these people are also going to be targeted by the Israel. Let's see what is going to happen. And the most important here is that what the this political career of Prime Minister Netanyahu in the Israel. Actually, it is saying that it would be kind of political career, and it would be a political end of the career, because people are thinking that he was unable to save and he was not able to sense the internal security of the country. So this was the article, and this is the ending of today's newspaper here. If somebody is with me still, thank you so much for being here.